Death is a dreadful thing, for it is the end, and nothing is thought to be any longer either good or bad for the dead. Nicomachean Ethics.
What happens after we die? It's a question that has haunted human consciousness, lingering at the edges of our mortal existence. Throughout history, philosophers have grappled with this enigma, each offering their unique perspective on the ultimate fate that awaits us beyond the veil of death. Today, we delve deep into these philosophical explorations, focusing particularly on the Stoics, an ancient school of thought renowned for their profound insights into life's most challenging questions. How did they, along with others, interpret the notion of life after death? And what can their wisdom teach us about facing our own mortality? Join us as we unravel these age-old mysteries, seeking not just to understand, but to find solace in the timeless wisdom of those who pondered life's greatest uncertainty. Stoicism, a philosophy crafted amidst the turbulence of Hellenistic Greece and later refined under the Roman Empire, is a school of thought founded on resilience, rationality, and the profound acceptance of fate. It was conceived by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC, flourishing as a pragmatic guide for navigating the unpredictabilities of life. The Stoics, including its later proponents like Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, Seneca, the playwright and statesman, and Epictetus, the once enslaved thinker, all shared a foundational belief. They taught that virtue, the highest good, is based on knowledge, and that the wise live in harmony with the divine reason that governs nature. Central to Stoic philosophy is the concept of amor fati, or love of fate. This doctrine is not merely about accepting whatever life throws at you, but embracing it. To the Stoics, every event in the cosmic plan has a reason, and thus, death, seen as a natural end to the natural process, is neither to be feared nor mourned, but understood as part of this grand rational design. For Stoics, the approach to death is emblematic of their approach to life, with calm acceptance and without unnecessary sorrow. They advocate for living according to nature, meaning one should align their actions within the framework of the world's natural order, and thus, prepare oneself for death, not as an end, but as a return to the universal source from which we all emanate. In this light, Stoicism offers not a resignation to fate, but a liberation from the tyranny of futile resistance, teaching us to focus on what we can control and to relinquish what we cannot, thereby granting us the serenity to meet death with equanimity. In the Stoic view, death is not an anomaly but an indispensable part of the natural order, an event no more significant than birth, youth, or old age. It is simply another phase in the eternal cycle of nature. To fear death, then, is as illogical as fearing the sunset or the changing tides. For the Stoics, this understanding was not morbid but liberating. They believed that at death, consciousness, like a flame extinguished, simply ceases. There is no suffering, no darkness, just a return to the state before birth. Thus, fearing death is akin to fearing nothing at all. This brings us to another profound aspect of Stoic philosophy, life as a rehearsal for death. The Stoics advocated living each day as if it were your last, not in a rush of fear or finality, but with a clear, calm focus on doing what is right, just, and virtuous. By living a life of virtue, one prepares for death not by obsessing over it, but by achieving a state of peace and fulfillment that makes the end of life a natural and untroubling conclusion. Thus, the true preparation for death, according to Stoicism, lies in the cultivation of character and the adherence to rational principles. Every choice, every action is a step towards this preparation, making life a series of opportunities to strengthen one's resolve and live in harmony with nature. In embracing death as a part of life, Stoics find a unique freedom, a freedom from the anxiety that grips many when facing their mortality. It is, in essence, a call to live fully, without fear, with the awareness that every day adds to the legacy we leave when we inevitably return to the cosmos from which we came. While Stoics view death as the cessation of consciousness and a return to the natural order, other philosophical traditions offer contrasting visions of what comes after life. Plato, for instance, presents a markedly different view with his theory of the soul's immortality. Plato argued that the soul is eternal and undergoes a journey that extends beyond the physical death of the body. According to his writings, the soul is reborn through successive lives, a process of reincarnation that leads to spiritual purification and, ultimately, the soul's return to the realm of forms, a place of perfect, unchanging ideas. Similarly, in Eastern philosophies like Hinduism and Buddhism, the concept of reincarnation is central. These traditions hold that the soul undergoes multiple rebirths, each life a chance to address past karmas and move closer to enlightenment, a stark contrast to the Stoic dismissal of an afterlife. In the more modern philosophical movement of existentialism, the focus shifts from the afterlife to the creation of meaning within life itself. Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus argue that life is inherently meaningless unless individuals themselves ascribe meaning to it. This philosophy dismisses the relevance of an afterlife, urging a focus on personal responsibility and the freedom to create one's own essence through actions in the here and now. Each of these philosophies, Stoic, Platonic, Eastern, and existential, offers a unique perspective on the nature of life and death. While Stoicism finds freedom in accepting death as natural and final, Plato sees it as just one more step in the soul's long journey. Eastern traditions view it as an opportunity for spiritual progress, and existentialism challenges us to forge meaning in a potentially indifferent universe. As we consider these varied views, we are invited to reflect on our own beliefs about death and what we might learn from these rich philosophical traditions about living a meaningful life. The Stoic acceptance of death is not just a philosophical posture but a practical strategy for living more fully. By acknowledging that death is both natural and inevitable, Stoicism helps alleviate the pervasive anxiety that can accompany the fear of mortality. This serenity is born from the understanding that worrying about the unavoidable only detracts from the quality of the present. For Stoics, the end of life is a fact to be prepared for, not fretted over, allowing them to focus their energy on what truly matters, living a virtuous and meaningful life. Central to this practice is the Stoic doctrine of focusing on the present. Stoics teach that the past is unchangeable and the future is unknowable, but the present is all we truly have. This focus empowers individuals to act with virtue in the here and now, making choices that are good and just, without the distraction of what lies beyond life. By living in the present and prioritizing virtuous actions, Stoics achieve a state of eudaimonia, or flourishing, which is considered the highest good. This state is not dependent on external circumstances but is a reflection of one's inner moral character and the choice to live rightly according to Stoic principles. The practical implication of this Stoic wisdom is profound. When we accept death as a part of life and focus on the present, we free ourselves from the chains of fear and anxiety. This liberation allows us to lead richer, more connected lives, filled with actions that not only benefit ourselves but also contribute to the welfare of those around us. In embracing these Stoic practices, we find not only a strategy for dealing with the thought of death but also a powerful framework for living each day with purpose and tranquility. In the whirlwind of modern existence, where chaos seems a constant and uncertainties abound, Stoicism has found a new resonance. This ancient philosophy has been adapted by many seeking solace and strength, evolving into what we now call modern Stoicism. Modern Stoicism doesn't merely replicate the teachings of Marcus Aurelius or Seneca, rather, it interprets their wisdom to address today's unique challenges. It teaches resilience in the face of adversity, emotional control in personal and professional realms, and clarity in decision-making, all grounded in the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. One of the most significant impacts of Stoic philosophy in modern times is its approach to mental health. By advocating for an acceptance of things we cannot change, Stoicism provides a powerful tool for reducing stress and anxiety. This acceptance encourages us not to waste emotional energy on what is beyond our control, but rather to focus on our responses, which are within our power to alter. Moreover, the Stoic practice of regular reflection on mortality, memento mori, or remember you must die, might seem somber, yet it serves a vital purpose. It is not about dwelling on death, but about reminding ourselves to live with purpose and urgency, appreciating the transient beauty of life and the opportunity to make meaningful contributions every day. In this way, Stoicism enhances life satisfaction by aligning our daily actions with our deeper values. It teaches that true happiness does not depend on external circumstances but on how we choose to respond to them. This perspective fosters a profound sense of inner peace and contentment, as we learn to meet life's vicissitudes with a calm and steady heart. The Stoic focus on living according to nature, and embracing our roles in the great web of life, also reconnects us with the broader environment and our communities. It encourages a life of service and ethical engagement, suggesting that our well-being is deeply intertwined with the well-being of others. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the teachings of Stoicism offer not just a philosophical refuge but a practical guide. By adopting these ancient yet timeless principles, we equip ourselves with the tools to build not only a life of personal fulfillment but also a more harmonious society. Let us then embrace the Stoic journey, finding in its wisdom the keys to resilience, tranquility, and a deeper joy in the art of living. As we further explore the application of Stoicism in modern life, we encounter a global community of practitioners. From bustling cities in Asia to quiet towns in Europe, from corporate boardrooms in America to classrooms in Africa, Stoicism transcends cultural and geographic boundaries, offering a universal toolkit for dealing with life's inherent complexities. This widespread adoption has given rise to a phenomenon known as Stoic globalism, a term that captures how these ancient principles have been adapted to suit diverse lifestyles and challenges around the world. It highlights how Stoicism, with its core virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, aligns remarkably well with contemporary values of multicultural understanding and global cooperation. In professional settings, Stoicism teaches the management of emotions, fostering a workspace where rationality and calm decision-making prevail over reactive impulses. This is particularly valuable in high-stress careers where clear-headedness can significantly impact outcomes. On a personal level, Stoicism offers tools for enduring hardship and loss with grace. Through practices like the premeditation of evils, anticipating and accepting potential negative events, individuals learn to maintain their composure and strength in face of adversity, not with resignation, but with proactive acceptance. Educationally, Stoicism is making its way into curriculums as a means to teach students about resilience, ethical living, and the importance of character. By integrating Stoic exercises into educational frameworks, young minds are equipped with life skills that go beyond academic knowledge, preparing them for the emotional and ethical challenges of the modern world. Furthermore, the Stoic call to live in accordance with nature has also inspired a wave of environmental consciousness. Practitioners are finding in Stoicism a philosophical basis for ecological action, advocating for sustainability as a form of modern virtue, essential for the health and well-being of our planet and future generations. As we face global challenges, from climate change to social inequality, Stoicism provides not only personal solace but also a robust ethical framework for collective action. It encourages us to consider not just our own life and happiness but also our role as custodians of the earth and as members of a global community. Thus, the Stoic philosophy, once confined to the porches of ancient Greece, now finds its place in the global village, proving its enduring relevance and its capacity to infuse modern life with depth, resilience, and a profound sense of interconnectedness. Join us in this philosophical journey, embracing the Stoic way not just as a personal philosophy but as a global ethic for a better world. As we draw our exploration to a close, it's clear that the Stoic philosophy, with its roots deep in ancient history, remains not only relevant but essential in our modern age. Stoicism, once the guiding principle of emperors and slaves alike, has transcended its origins to become a global beacon of resilience, wisdom, and inner peace. Throughout this journey, we've seen how Stoicism equips us with the tools to navigate the complexities of life, from personal trials to professional challenges, from the quiet struggle of the individual to the broader issues facing our society today. By fostering emotional resilience and ethical clarity, Stoicism helps us confront not just the fear of death, but the myriad challenges of life. The principles of living virtuously, focusing on the present, and accepting things we cannot change are more than mere philosophical ideals. They are practical strategies that have improved countless lives. In a world rife with uncertainty, these principles serve as a compass, guiding us toward stability, contentment, and a profound understanding of our place in the universe. Moreover, Stoicism's impact extends beyond individual tranquility to influence communities and cultures around the globe. It challenges us to rethink our roles within our environments and societies, urging us to act not out of self-interest, but with consideration for the common good. In this sense, Stoicism not only molds us into better individuals but also into more conscientious members of our global family. As we embrace the lessons of Stoicism, we find ourselves part of a larger narrative, a narrative of human endeavor and philosophical inquiry that spans millennia. Each of us, in adopting these ancient yet timely teachings, participates in a living tradition that enhances not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us. In doing so, we not only honor the legacy of those who laid the foundations of Stoic thought but also contribute to a legacy of our own, a legacy of wisdom, courage, and compassion in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Thank you for joining us on this philosophical journey. Continue to explore, reflect, and grow. For in the words of Seneca, as long as you live, keep learning how to live.